Who's your list? Let's start with your first.
Man, my scariest quarterbacks, my top 5, or what you always got to do like you do in March Madness. Who's your first out?
Yes.
And my first out is actually Russell Wilson. So he narrowly makes the list, but unfortunately, Russ misses a cut. So let's get right now to number 5. Number 5, Joe Burrow. Cool Joe.
Here you go. One hit wonder Joe. Let me stop.
If you can get, and watch out for this sale, this don't make the trip. If you can get to the Super Bowl in your second year as a starter, coming off an ACL injury, then that's very, very, very scary. And I'm also looking at Joe Burrow's body of work. You and I have talked about that in the last block. Body work is you're clearly good at every level because in college you went to a national championship and won, and then in the league you went to the Super Bowl in your second year. That to me is scary. Number 4, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, of course.
Region Aaron Rodgers is scary, not just because he's an MVP.
Back-to-back.
But he's scary because regardless of what your lead looks like over the course of a game, you know if Aaron Rodgers has the ball with a minute left, seconds left, 38 seconds left, Dallas Cowboys fans, he can march down the field and he can set you up to win the game. Aaron Rodgers is forever one of the scariest quarterbacks to me. Number 3.
We're here.
Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes only higher than Aaron Rodgers because we've seen it lately. Do it, Kels. Do it. 13 seconds.
So good.
That's all Patrick Mahomes needed to get down the field, put the game into overtime against the Buffalo Bills. 13 seconds. That's all Patrick Mahomes needed. You can never go to sleep when you're facing that guy. And number 2, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar?
We're talking about scary. Lamar Jackson is forever scary to me. I'm also doing this list based upon who would I least want to face. Right? When there's no scarier quarterback than the one that can run. Because you will be in your beautiful zone position. You'll be on the hash. You'll be 12 yards deep, 2 yards outside the numbers, ready to intercept the dig. The next thing you know, Lamar Jackson will tuck and run. Now you got to make an open field tackle.
Good Lord.
That is scary. Lamar Jackson, number 2. Number 1, Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen's scary because he is an aggregation of all these dudes on the list. You could be in that perfect zone coverage, trying to pick off the dig.
Drop your butt, though.
And Josh Allen will have that ball, come right by you, or he might tuck and run that joint like you see there. And then worse, Josh Allen is big enough to truck you if you sleep. At 6'5", 240, he's big enough if you sit here and try to squat down and make the tackle, you might end up on your back. You've seen him hurdle several defenders. He can embarrass you with his legs, embarrass you with his arm. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
I love that because you went between the ears. Who is really striking fear in you? So I see some familiar names on there. So here's my top 5, but we got to start off with our first out. Respectfully, I had to put him here. It hurts. Lamar Jackson. You know why? He's not scaring me so much because I don't see the deep threat on the roster consistently. Let's be real. So why would I have to protect the back end to the same level? So now all I have to worry about is really him and Mark Andrews and that combination. I know Lamar Jackson's going to go run around and scare me in that respect, but it's not going to be full throttle. It's not going to take advantage of the full field because, one, they don't have the deep threat. Hollywood Brown's gone, and even that was a one-year wonder in terms of results, and more importantly, the play calling is just too. They have the fullback in the slot sometimes. You're not scaring me with Lamar Jackson and having a fullback in the slot and then Mark Andrews, who I think is a beast at tight end. Lamar Jackson's my first out. I hate to do it, but it hurts. Matthew Stafford's coming in at number 5. Now, Matthew Stafford should be higher on this list, but I'm waiting to see the bounce back from Cooper Kupp this year. Cooper Kupp was insane last year, maybe the best receiver we saw in football. But then if you look at the years before, it was kind of a coupled effect with him and Robert Woods. Now OBJ may be back, may not be back, but what are they going to do in terms of a balancing act? And what will Cooper Kupp do as a respect to what he did last year? That's going to be interesting to see. Number 4, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert really should be higher on the list, except the bouncer keeps saying, can't get into the playoff club. And he has not yet been in the playoff club. So why is he so scary? I know when he's on the field, that arm. I don't know what they're going to call this. Let me just call this a XY flat out roll Herbert 55Z pass cross. Whoever that play is that Herbert runs, this play, that's the best play. That's not an offensive play, huh? Obviously not done in the play. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVP. But Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, he should be 3, 4-ish just because San Francisco 49er game, what are you going to do? You got other targets outside of Devontae Adams, and he's not taking full advantage of it. The shortcomings that we've seen from Aaron Rodgers of late in the playoffs is why he's not higher. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Struggled not to put him at number 1 because Patrick Mahomes on the field, 13 seconds. That's enough. However, Patrick Mahomes realized that he won that game, but he lost that individual battle in terms of quarterback to who? Number 1, Josh Allen. No one can do it all better than Josh Allen. As you talk about his attributes, let's talk about his intangibles. Like everything about Josh Allen, you can check the boxes in terms of improving every year, leading this team, and more importantly, look at all of these physical skills on display every single time he's out there. As a defender, he's the scariest quarterback.
Let me ask you this. Who are you most afraid to play? Is this your same list? Because I really decided scariest based on who am I most afraid to play if I had to line up?
Okay.
Are you most afraid to play these guys in this order?
Yeah. No, right here it would change. I'm not going to lie. Somehow, some way, I'm not scared of Green Bay this year just because I don't know about Devontae Adams and how they're going to retool. Obviously, they're leaning defense this year. I will bump everyone up. I even will put Green Bay maybe below Lamar Jackson and the Ravens because they're going to be healthy. They're going to have their running game, et cetera. How you explain your list?
So me, again, Josh Allen puts fear in my eyes as a backer because I hated having to drop back, be in perfect coverage.
Yes.
I'm right under Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
Gabriel Davis, I just peeped him on the over route.
Yeah.
Then Josh Allen, pass it, ain't nobody open and he tucks it. I hate having to deal with that. Lamar Jackson, very similar. Having to prepare for an offense like that, Sal, you know how it is. Zone reads, am I tackling the running back? But now Lamar Jackson's kept it. I'm all types of confused. Mahomes, we just know him and Andy Reid are great.
Yeah.
Mahomes doesn't truly scare me as much because he's not that fast. Now, his arm does go crazy, but there was a lot of schematics with Mahomes.
And opportunistic. He knows how and when to pick his point.
Now that Tyreek Hill is gone and I really just got to focus on Travis Kelce, I'm not as scared. Rodgers, I've been burned by Rodgers. So I'm all forever scared of Aaron Rodgers.
I get it.
Burrow, he's actually the least intimidating.
I was about to say, he should be first out, second out, third out. He should be out. He should just be out.
He's the least intimidating. But there's one of them things, Sal, where Burrow to me is a young Tom Brady. In the sense that he just makes it add up. Physically, attributes do nothing to scare me. But somehow, some way, everybody is great around Burrow. Then Russ, we've just seen him come back from so many games so many times.
Well, everyone's great around Burrow because everyone's great around Burrow. Like Joe Mixon is great, like individually. Jamar Chase is great individually. Joe Burrow's amazing. He's not Tom Brady in that respect. Tom Brady made it all come together because you could trust in him and just rely on him. You could do that with Joe Burrow, but it's more of his moxie. He like infuses some confidence into other guys. He demonstrates it a little differently than Tom Brady. But I look at my list, all of these guys are amazing. But when we talk about Josh Allen in terms of him being able to do everything, no matter what list you're going to construct, Josh Allen will find himself not only on the list, but high up on that list.